Hello, welcome to Record Time. Record Time is a weekly live Akashic experience where we explore mysterious and simple questions through the lens of the Akashic Records. And I am happy to be here with you today. I am still feeling into today's topic, and so sorry. I think I just got a phone call, so I don't know if that paused the video. But yeah, the topic for today is, why is it important to know yourself? What's the point of knowing yourself, of knowing who you are? That's what we're going to be exploring today. So as I dive into that, feel free to take a moment to just arrive here. If it's safe and accessible to do so, you could close your eyes, take a deep breath, and open yourself to receiving whatever is meant for you at this time. What is the importance of knowing ourselves? The masters, teachers, and loved ones, the keepers of the Akashic Records, are saying to know yourself is to have a blueprint for life. It's like having an instruction manual for life. And they're saying it's really interesting because I know many times in my own life I felt like, what am I supposed to be doing? Like, I've wished for an instruction manual of like how to do things, of like how to engage with life, how to live. And they're saying you've had it all along. That like blueprint for how to live is you. You are your own instruction manual. But it takes time to learn that manual. And it's like they're showing it like, you know those really thick like manuals that come with cars? If you've ever like purchased a car, or maybe you don't even have to purchase it, maybe you just know what I'm talking about. They come with like a big book, like a big manual for how the car operates, and no one ever reads it, and you know how to use it. And it's like life is the same way. You don't have to read the manual, you will figure out how to use the car. But if you want to know like all of the special features, especially they're saying in modern cars, there's many like interesting, helpful, really unique features, but we don't always know. Like, if you've ever been driving in like a relatively new car, even an old car, there's probably buttons on the dashboard that you don't know what they do. And there's like probably all kinds of cool settings on very new cars that you wouldn't know off the top of your head how to engage with them. And so they're saying it's interesting, people often buy new cars for all of the features, and then they don't even use all of the features that, you know, that they bought it for in the first place because they haven't read the manual. And they're saying with us, it's like you can get through life without knowing yourself, without taking the time to read your own instruction manual, of doing that work, of getting to know yourself. But if you don't do that, you won't know all of your special features. You won't know all of your hidden talents. You won't know all of the things that really make you operate at your highest potential. And that's the magic and the allure of knowing yourself. It is to know how to relate to life and how to move through life with greater ease and joy. Let me see what else is there around this message. And they're saying this task, this invitation to know yourself is different than a car manual, of course, because you're always changing. It's an infinite manual. You'll never read the whole thing. But if you take time consistently to get to know yourself and to stay in tune with yourself, then life will feel smoother, and you'll be able to hold yourself better through the trying times of life if you know yourself. So I feel like the next question is, how do we know ourselves? How can we get to know ourselves? So that's what I'm going to ask. And they're saying, you get to know yourself not just through thoughtful introspection, but through the cultivation of awareness. Awareness of yourself and just awareness in general. That ability to observe yourself and notice how you're operating and how it's affecting others, that's how you come to know yourself, and that's how life feels smoother. Is the greater your awareness, the more smooth and easeful life will feel. And it's not that the problems go away, it's just that you, through your awareness, are more equipped to handle the difficulties of life. And so it's the next question is, how do we cultivate awareness? And the masters, teachers, and loved ones are huge advocates for a daily practice. The magic of a daily practice is absolutely, it's almost difficult to put into words how profound a daily practice is. And it's interesting because they're saying daily practice, what they mean when they say that, usually they're referring to a spiritual practice like meditation. But they're saying in today's modern world, everyone is so busy, and meditation doesn't often appeal to everyone. So the daily practice could be something else. So they're inviting you to take the time to find what your daily practice is. Is it meditation? If it is, that's wonderful. That's a beautiful way to cultivate awareness. But there are other things too. And basically, that awareness is that ability to pause and notice and operate with awareness instead of just reacting from your patterns and your conditioning. So if there's any practice that you do that you feel really connected to, for some people it's breath work. I know some of you are wonderful breathwork teachers, and others are fantastic yoga teachers, and I know we each feel a calling to certain spiritual practices that feel really good to us. And if you haven't found one yet, that's okay. Feel free, they're always saying feel free to just play and follow what feels good. And the daily practice can change. If something gets boring, you can change it. But the first step to take is to show up every day for your daily practice, whatever it is. If it's breath work, yoga, journaling, meditation, etc., whatever it may be. It's an infinite list, really. And they're saying that's the first step, is to show up for yourself every single day. That's how you get to know yourself, is by being with yourself with intention every day. If you don't take the time every day to get to know yourself, how will you know yourself? That's what they're asking us. So, this feels, I'm going to see if there's anything else they want to share around this topic. It feels like it's almost finished, but not quite. They're saying, don't let the daily practice feel like a daunting, really big task. The daily practice doesn't have to be, a 1 hour long ritual that you do every day. It could be 5 minutes. 5 minutes every day as an act of devotion to yourself, an act of self-love to show up for you every day. It's almost like, to me, the daily practice feels like the grandest, most potent gesture of self-love, to show up for yourself every single day, to say, I love you enough to show up for you, even when I'm not in the mood to, even when I'm really busy. That discipline and devotion to yourself, to getting to know yourself. It's like telling yourself, that act of showing up for your practice every day is a really beautiful reminder to yourself that you're telling yourself that I am worth it. I'm worth spending time with. It's worth it to get to know who I am. And again, I love myself enough to do this for myself. Because you're the only one that can do it. No one else can show up for you. So that is the invitation. A simple but devoted, intentional daily practice is a beautiful, easeful gateway to getting to know yourself and increasing awareness, and overall having a more easeful and joyful relationship with life. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this episode of Record Time connected with you, if it resonated with you, I'd love to know what you think. I'd love to know your thoughts. Do you have a daily practice? Is there something that you love to do? Do you feel that same sense of self-love when you show up for yourself that I do? I'd love to know. Please do let me know. You can leave a comment or connect with me on my website. It's minaruchi.com. And if you'd like to be part of my email newsletter, feel free to subscribe to that there. That's also, you can find that on my website, minaruchi.com. I'd love to connect with you, and I'd love for you to be part of my community through the newsletter. As I'm spending less and less time on Instagram, the newsletter is really where I want to start putting my attention, the website and the newsletter. So if you haven't checked that out, please do check that out. And I'm sending you lots of love. And I'd love to know what your daily practice is. That subject fascinates me. So please do let me know. And I will see you next week. Namaste.